You believe that God gave you the earth, that God created the earth for you. Why would you not have to look after it? Why would you not think that when he came back he wouldn't go, what the fuck did you do? I gave this to you, motherfucker. Are you crazy? The polar bears are brown. What did you do to the polar bears? Did you shit all over every polar bear? Who did that? Who spilled this shit? Who spilled this? Come over. Did you fucking spill this? What is that?
It's oil. It's just some oil. I didn't mean to spill.
Well, why did you take it out of the fucking ground?
Because I wanted to go faster.
And I was cold. What the fuck do you mean cold? I gave you everything you needed, you piece of shit.
Well, because jobs.
What is a job? Explain to me, what's a fucking job?
You work at a place, and when people call when their game doesn't work, and you help them figure it out.
What do you do that for?
For money.
What do you need money for?
Food.
Just eat the shit on the floor. I left shit all over the floor. Fucking corn and wheat and shit. Grab it up, make some bread. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it doesn't have like bacon around it, and like I like when it has like bacon on it and
That's not usually my problem. These days my problem is very simple. It's trying to find a place in my house where I can masturbate without somebody bothering me. And that's really difficult. There's nowhere to go anymore. She's got her mother staying with us too in the guest room, and I'm on the streets now. I got nowhere to go. Like now I know when I see a guy in the West Side Highway jerking off in plain daylight, that's not a homeless guy, that's a married man right there. He's got nowhere to go. Fuck it. Fuck you. Go ahead and look, man. I got nothing. What else am I going to do? It's not fair, man. I'm 37 and I own my home. I should be able to just stand in the living room. How you doing, honey? Good morning. But I can't. I got to hide. I'm down in the cellar by the boiler like a troll down there. Just fucking miserable shit. That's what it's like. Masturbation doesn't bring much joy to guys. Women seem to like masturbating. They put flower petals on the pillow. They're like, oh, me, or whatever, you know. The guys are like, ah, shit. No, fucking God damn it. Sometimes you find ecstasy, but it's followed by the deepest self-hate and depression you've ever felt. It's an amazing drop from way up here to this, like, oh, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with me? God damn it. I gotta get to work. I don't have time for this shit right now. But then you get married, now you gotta hide. And you have to. You have to hide. Because when your wife catches you masturbating, that's sad for the whole family. That's not a good moment in a marriage. She comes in the cellar. Oh, my God. And then she always wants to know shit about it. She always asks me stuff. My wife's like, well, do you think about me when you're doing that? What are you, fucking high? Why would I do that? What? I can think about anybody. That's magical. Why the fuck would I'm married to you. What do women really think their husbands are going, oh, my wife. Oh, yeah, that's fucking hot. Oh, yeah. Picking her up at the airport and getting yelled at. Oh, that's fucking hot. Yeah. Put it in the hamper, not on top, you idiot. Oh, I love when she talks like that. Yeah.
All right, what happened on the plane?
Well, flight attendants.
You're going to want to kill the kid and the parents.
Massachusetts couple, think Air Tran Airways went overboard by treating their crying 3-year-old daughter in much the same way. But the parents said they just needed a little more time to calm her down.
Get her in the
There's
seat.
the problem.
Get her in the seat.
Get her in the fucking seat.
Just take her physically and put her in the fucking seat.
Pick her up, grab her by the hair.
Yeah.
But they had just visited her Grammy, the Grammy.
Yeah.
So I guess she was upset with leaving Grammy.
Who cares?
She was removed because she was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat.
Put her in the seat physically.
Get in the fucking seat.
Well, Lou, you gotta calm her down, don't you?
What?
Don't you have to calm her down?
Yeah, but the thing is that they're just shitty travelers.
Right.
There's a whole system to put it. I've traveled with 2 kids. I've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we travel with them all the time. Oh. And you got to get your shit put away fast, so that you have time to calm your. They're just fucking assholes.
They don't know.
They're just like those people that, like, you know, when you see on an airplane where like you're starting a taxi and a guy just gets up like a cunt, just stands up and goes in the overhead, and the plane stops and you hear, we need everyone to sit down. It's usually a fucking Hasid, by the way, who just looks at the front of the plane like, what? They're just going to get my money. No, so these people are just incompetent. I mean, Look, I don't believe in people that hate babies on flights. I think are assholes. Like when my baby is crying and people like crane their necks to look back. Yeah. Like, could you turn off that machine that makes that noise? I fucking looked them in the face like, please actually say something so I can piss in your mouth. Because it's a fucking child, you fucking piece of shit. We're taxiing. You know, we're very good at keeping our kids quiet. They don't cry through flights. But if my daughter goes like, fucking some rich asshole like rustles his newspaper and looks back at me like, whoa, this is unheard of. I look in his. I love it. I look right in their face. I've been with this kid all fucking day. I would love to unload unfairly on a stranger. Wow. Give me a reason.
No, it's great to see the other side because there's no one in this room that's going to agree with you, Louis.
Yeah, no, I know. People hate when kids cry.
I just want the parents to at least try.
That's the thing.
That's all I want in my world. I get frustrated. They're still crying, but at least try to do something.
And for the 4 hours, break your fucking parent rules. Like if there's no candy allowed before dinner and the kid's crying for candy, fucking send him into diabetic shock.
No,
by shoving
you're absolutely right, and they should have kicked them off. If the kid is not in his fucking seat, he's a liability, fucking kick the whole family off. Right. Absolutely.
And they did.
They did, and they should have.
Yes, just the kid and make the parents fly. Standing there on the empty jetway, you just see him like crawling dangerously close to the edge.
Yeah. No, most parents are fucking idiots, and I hate parents on airplanes that don't. Like, I saw this guy flying with his daughter, and she's crying, and he's a guy, so he just sits back, doesn't. All he has to do is hold her for a second.
Right.
Won't do it.
Why the fuck?
And a mother I saw once is feeding Mountain Dew and M&Ms to her fucking kid.
There you go.
Whose face is purple with sugar rage by the end of and fucking caffeine. Idiots.
Are you ever embarrassed? Like, I understand, like, Geraldo made a good point one time. He goes, I know it's annoying, but what do you want people to do? Not travel with kids? It's like, you have to. And they are kids, they're not machines.
The reason I hate people that complain is because they have no they'll complain about anything. Like, again, my daughter had a rattle once. She's not actually we give her a rattle so that she'll be pacified. She's rattling her rattle as we're taxiing, and people are looking at me like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Get on your cell phone and call your fucking girlfriend and let me hear that now. You fucking adult cunt.
What? Once the engines really crank up, it's really hard to hear anything around you anyway. Yeah. But it is that when you're boarding, the taxiing, when you get a kid crying, it's not. I won't do the turnaround. I won't. But my shoulders go up, and that sound, I'm like, I can't take baby crying sound. Right. To me, it's the old nails on the blackboard.
Sure.
The story continues. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying. The attendant motioned to a seat and asked if we purchased it for her. They had paid for the seat. Jerry said, another attendant, yes.
Big problem here is that it sounds from what they're saying that the little girl was sitting by herself and the parents were sitting together behind her.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, because parents that do this fucking are the worst. That they put their kid, if there's 2 parents and a kid traveling, like I sat next to some little girl on the flight here from LA recently. Her parents are sitting together eating and having a great time. I'm fucking raising their kid.
Oh my God!
You're raising the kid.
I'm helping her with her juice. I'm listening to her fucking cunty little stories about her grandma. I don't want to hear any of it.
Why, they weren't good
She's
stories?
do you want to play my Game Boy? No, I got fucking work to do. I'm trying to watch softcore porn on my fucking DVD player.
And mom and dad are canoodling.
Or they're having a great time on the other seat having fucking margaritas and shit.
Another cocktail here, please.
Yeah. No, they're That's because
funny.
that's why she's crawling under the seat to get to her parents.
Oh,
Because they're not sitting with her. It should have been the mom and the kid, or the dad and the kid, and then the one parent. And the reason I'll tell you why that didn't happen is because the parents fought. I'm not sitting with her. No, I fucking sat with
Yeah,
her
I
on the
took
way to
care-
grandma's. Oh, well, let's just make that stranger sit with
let
them.
Louis C.K.
Yeah,
I've
let's
seen
let
his
him.
act.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Do you want to say
They should have
something to
been
the
thrown
parents?
off the plane while it was in flight. They should have been thrown off from 30,000 feet.
Goldfinger right through the window.
You're the type that would say something, though. You want to say something to the parents sometimes?
I would, if they were there, I would, especially if there was a problem and it was holding up the plane. I think I would have said,
I'm sure.
"Why isn't she sitting with you? You guys stink. I hate you."
I'm sure people would just mumble, fucking people.
Yeah.
Kid,
I bet they got applause. I hope they got applause when they kicked them off.
Her cunty little stories.
A little story.
She's one.
Julie said she asked the attendants if Ellie could sit on her lap, but they said no. The family flew home the next day.
I think the kid just crawled out of her seat and was sitting on the floor in front of her parents.
She was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying.
Oh, so you're saying she's sitting on the floor?
Maybe she was on the floor, like where you put your little fucking
I'm sticking.
bag.
I am enjoying my anger. I'm sticking with
You stick with your story. It makes it a lot more fun. Well, get this. The family flew home the next day. The Orlando-based carrier reimbursed the family about $600, the cost of the 3 tickets, and offered them 3 round-trip tickets anywhere the airline flies. But it's too little too late for the 𝐋𝐨𝐮𝐢. The father said they would never fly Air Tran again.
What
you
a
shouldn't
shame.
have the first time.
Let's go to Joe in Jersey. Joe.
Hey.
How's it going, guys? I was coming home from Florida. We were about to land into Newark, and my daughter was sleeping on my wife's lap, and the stewardess asked my wife to put the seatbelt on before we land, and my wife said, well, she's sleeping. Can we let her sleep? And the stewardess said, well, no, you got to put the seatbelt on. So my wife starts arguing with her, and she told my wife, but we will not land the plane. We're going to have authorities at the airport and let you do this. So the stewardess are pretty much assholes on the flight.
Dude, you gotta strap your
Well, you
kid in,
got
though.
it. No, it's the thing is.
I know. No.
Something happened to the kid, and your kid slammed
for your
its face
safety.
against the fucking
The thing that people
tray.
don't understand, and there's a million comedians that make hay of this stupid fucking. I hate stand-up comedy that's based on ignorance.
Yeah.
The whole thing of put your seatbelt on, that's gonna help if we crash into a mountain. Yeah, that's what they're for, you fucking dunce. They're there for when you're taxiing, because when you're fucking land, you're going about 150 miles per hour.
Louis C.K. ruins bit for hundreds of hack comics. Film at 11.
If the plane wheel hits a chuck hole in the runway or something, your head could go slamming into. And the reason they put the seat goes up. So, sir, it's important. It's a federal fucking regulation. If something happened to your kid, the flight attendant would be run out on a rail and sued and everything.
Jesus, lucky goody two shoes. We're gonna call that show.
My chip a tooth.
They got to make the rules so basic. They can't say.
Because she's basically caring for a fucking 200 children. Everybody on a plane is a child. And if she had to go make these Solomon rulings for every single, you opened it after the de-icing, however and it would just go to hell.
You are an idiot. You are okay. You're fucking mongoloid.
I know what it's like to fly with kids, but you just have to work within the system that there's,
Oh, yeah, no, it's understandable.
And the bottom line is this. I'm sorry. No, just let me make a point, sir. If they fucking hit some bumps and you fall and break your fucking nose, you're going to sue the airline.
And you're gonna.
Here's the thing. Men, our biggest fear in life is that we're going to get caught being a kid fucker. That's every guy's biggest fear. Even if you would never do it, every guy's like, that's what's going to happen to me. I know it. It's like being afraid of sharks when you live in the desert. I don't go to the ocean, but it's going to happen. Because it's a fear not based in its likelihood, but in how horrible it would be if it happened. Because when they catch a pedophile, holy fuck. Holy shit. shit. It's brutal because we're scared. We're so scared of pedophilia because it's here and it's not going anywhere. That's a fact. It's not like there's a finite amount of pedophiles and we got the last one. No, it keeps happening. Every generation, there's more. Some of you have kids and some of them are going to grow up and fuck kids. They might, you know. Okay, no, of course not yours for some reason, but they're coming from someplace. So any real solution has to start with the basic reality that there will always be pedophiles. Not a great thought. I understand it's not uplifting. You wouldn't put that on a fridge magnet. Or on your screensaver at the office. There will always be pedophiles. Hey, where's Jim? He's not at his desk. We have to start with that reality because our solutions that we have so far don't really work. Here's our current solution to pedophilia. We wait till somebody fucks about 10,000 kids, and then we go, all right, you better cut that out. That's pretty much it. There's no measures for preventing it. None. We have no policy to prevent pedophilia. We're not even just like a street sign. There's a street sign for everything. No hunting, no spitting, no skateboarding. I've never seen a don't fuck a child sign in the world. I've been in all over the world. Not even just like a picture of a guy fucking a kid with a line through it. So that it transcends language barriers. I mean, try it. You won't get most of them with the sign. But even if 1 out of 50 of them is like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was an issue. That's money well spent. There's things that might work and we don't even try them. Like, is anybody working on very realistic child sex dolls? Okay, then let them fuck your kids forever. If that's better? I'm so sorry for suggesting something that might actually work. Oh no. Let them fuck both my sons, but don't make a doll. That would be distasteful. The thing is that I'm still talking about it, this problem, we lose things because we won't really face it, you know, that are important to us, like the Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts, wonderful thing. Being sued out of existence because of all the kid fuckery that goes on. And I know it's upsetting because, look, here's the thing. The Boy Scouts is a wonderful thing for kids. They go to the woods. They work together. They learn skills. They get in touch with nature. What could it be better for a boy than that? But some of those guys want to fuck the kids. I don't think they do it a lot. It's not like there's just a shitload of kids being fucked in the Boy Scouts. I think it's mostly that they find out that the guy wants to. I don't actually know, though. I don't. Do you know why I don't know? Because I'm afraid to look it up. I'll go to prison for typing it into a Google. How do you solve a problem if you're afraid to fucking look it up? How many Boy Scouts get fucked on a... Oh, shit! Every time I move, I gotta tell my neighbors that I looked that up. Here's what happens. Every few years, you find out there's some pedophile-type people in the Boy Scouts, and then they announce, we got them all. We're good. And then a year later, well, there's a bunch more. What's going on here? At some point, you got to wake up to the basic fact that maybe the people who are best suited to give your kids these wonderful experiences are folks that want to fuck them. Maybe that's why they're good at it. Maybe that's, if you want that, that's where you go. Maybe that's just the way that goes. Who else would want to take a bunch of kids to the fucking woods? Who wants to take your shit kid to the fucking woods? You don't want to take them. Who else would want to do that except people that are barely containing that they want to fuck every kid in the face? That's why they're good at it. That's what makes them good at it. I'm not saying that all scoutmasters are pedophiles. I might be saying that the best ones are. I might be saying that. That sounds right. So I don't know. If you have to lose the whole thing, just tell your kids. Some of those guys want to fuck you. Just be careful. Have a good time. Take the contribution from where it comes. Michael Jackson, wonderful music. Blessed us with wonderful music. Did some other things too. What's worse? A pedophile who makes beautiful music or one that doesn't? This is the choices. No pedophiles is not on the menu.
Some kind of mental illness to push against that, to go on stage and just bomb horribly and then still do it because you love it. You just have some really deep desire to make it work. And actually, it's usually the comedians that start awkwardly and badly who end up being interesting. The guys who, from my experience, when I've seen people show up and from the first day on stage, they're just easy, like really amiable comics who just know how to talk to people. They don't usually end up being that special. They get some quick success, but they don't usually turn into something like really unusual and great.
Do you remember your first open mic night? Was that how you started? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget that.
Can you tell us about it?
Well, I got this. I found out that you could do there was an open mic night at a club in Boston where I started called Stitches. And I was actually like 17, almost 18 years old. And I thought, geez, you can go on stage. They said you do 5 minutes. You just put your name in a hat and you get on stage. You can be anybody. That was so exciting to me. So I went to this club Stitches, which is very grown up. They didn't even want to let me in because I was underage. And they have a drinking, a liquor license. And then I went on stage and I did about 2 minutes because I didn't have enough material. Like I sputtered, my whole throat constricted and I heard this roaring in my ears. My eyes were watering. My heart was pounding and I couldn't control myself. I couldn't think straight. And all these adults, like drinking adults, were looking at me like I'm an idiot. And I just walked off stage to kind of confused, like, little applause. And I just felt like a pile of garbage. And then I kept doing it.
Okay, so you did really terribly on stage.
Yeah.
What made you think, I need to do more of this. I want to get back on there.
Well, I didn't do it for a little while. And then at the time I was working at a video rental store in Newton, Massachusetts, where I grew up. And Kevin Meaney, who was a very big star in the Boston comedy scene back then, Boston had a very strong local scene. And I knew who Kevin was. I heard him on the radio and stuff. And Kevin was a customer at the store I went to, that I worked at. And I told him that I had done an open mic. And he said, oh, well, you got to come on my show. He had a show that was a huge, him and Steve Sweeney, these two great comics. They had this show where they would, they'd pack the room and put on all the best comics in Boston. And he said, come be on my show. And I said, well, no, I'd need to practice, do more shows to get good enough. And he said, no, I won't let you go on my show unless you go on now. He said, it's interesting because you don't know what you're, like, it's comedy tragedy. He kind of wanted me to go on and bomb. And so I went again into Stitches, and it was a Wednesday night. It was Sweeney Meanie night. It was jam-packed. And I went on, and I think the audience, people's mouths were open. They were shocked at how bad I was. Just shocked. And I got off stage, and Kevin wouldn't look me in the eye, and nobody would. And it was just the most pulverizing humiliation. It was much worse than the first time. Because it was a really, the first time was an open mic night. The premise of the show is that most of us don't know what we're doing. But this was a professional comedy show. And I went on it and just flailed. I mean, it was a nightmare.
So was Kevin Meaney cutting you a break or being really cruel and putting you on after that?
That's open to interpretation. I don't know. I mean, he must have known how bad it was going to hurt me. But to me, I think he was giving me a break. It was up to me to make it into something. Who knows? Maybe I was funny. He hadn't seen me. Do you know what I mean? So he was giving me a chance. He was letting. It's interesting when somebody becomes an agent in your life for a minute. You know what I mean? And they go, well, let's see what happens if you do this now. It was a formative experience. Sitting here now, I'm very glad I had it. It was
Why?
a great, great thing. Because it gave me a really realistic, shocking picture of what I was facing. That show that I did and that audience and that night, that was still the terrain that I work at today. I think if you're just looking for easy ways or you're looking for victories through life, I don't think you're really getting much out of it. I think you have to, if you really know how hard stuff is, and despite that you extract some tools out of yourself, it's better for you. And the next time I went on stage, I was very wary.
So what was the first time when you felt like you started to understand who you were on stage and like what your onstage personality was going to be, what your, persona, if I could use that word, was going to be, like what the stage version of you was going to be?
The first time I went on stage, I did kind of offbeat and weird jokes just because I thought you might as well try being more like what makes you laugh. I did really well. My third time on stage, I had really big laughs. And other comedians came up to me and said, hey, you're funny, you got something. And I was so excited that I had a little foot in the door that this is something I could maybe do. And I thought it's me being kind of weird the way I am in real life. I like to say things that don't make a whole lot of sense or surprise people a little bit. But then I got seduced by getting big laughs, and then I just started once you get laughs, you're like, oh, I'll do anything for that feeling. That feels really good. So then you start thinking it's just jokes.
So the first time you were on stage and started doing jokes where the comics were coming up to you and saying that was good, you've got something. What were you doing? What is it that you were doing on stage that they had a positive reaction to you?
I was doing more kind of contemplative, weird jokes. I don't think I did things that were self-reflective. I did things that were just like, well, one of the bits was about street signs that I thought they should be punctuated because I got confused by them. Like signs like, no, you turn, drive slow, children, that kind of thing. It was just taking these street signs and reimagining them. And that was an offbeat, funny, silly bit, and it made people laugh, and that's the only one I remember from then now.
When did you start talking about yourself, being self-reflective, as you described it?
I think when I don't know, once I was in my 20s, I had grown up so much on the road because I started doing stand-up so young. I didn't go to college. So my formative years were being on the road, which meant I had a lot of embarrassing sexual stories because I didn't have a girlfriend all those years because I was on the road. I was traveling everywhere. And also I was doing a very unusual thing. I was doing stand-up when most people my age were in college. So I was an odd fit with everybody around me. So I started telling stories that were like confessional about strange sexual situations I'd been in. I think that's when I started to enjoy confessing and putting myself out there. But then, but I also talked about things like, the absurdity of being poor and trying to have money in the bank and stuff like that. So it was about life in general. I think it's when I was married and had children that I started to really talk about my own life and what my life felt like.
But before you realized how being a father would give you material for your comedy, did you think, okay, I'm going to be a father and now it's over for me? No more independence, no more easy life on the road, the door slamming shut?
Well, there's always a give and take. I was glad to let go of some of that. The road really sucks when it's all you have. It's really sad. It's very lonely out there. So I was happy to be in a family and be married and everything. And when I first got married and had kids, I thought, I had some friends I played poker with on Mondays, and I thought the poker game on Mondays that's the water line. Like if I don't make that game, I'm losing something. I'm losing something if I don't make it to that game. It means I'm letting go of my youth, I'm letting go of my manhood, all these things, my independence. But then after a while I realized, why would I want to go play poker with a bunch of guys in a smoky room when I could be at home with my family? And I realized that a lot of the things that my kid was taking away from me, she was freeing me of. A lot of things that men hang on to, when they're younger. Or they're not good for you. And that there was this huge pride in having a kid, and also that I didn't matter anymore. The greatest thing about having a child is putting yourself second in your own life. It's a massive gift to be able to say that you're not the most important person to yourself.
Why is that a good thing?
Because you'll always, I don't know, because that's always going to let you down. You know what I mean? The idea of I've got to get me right. I've got to get what I want. I've got to get, that's got to be right. That's never going to quite work. You know, life just isn't that satisfying. But if you can be useful to somebody else, that you can actually accomplish. You know what I mean? You can go, I did a pretty damn good job today as a dad. Pretty good. Best as I could. That's worth so much more. You know, I saw a movie once where Spencer Tracy catches this woman about to kill herself. It's a pretty dark movie for the time, but I forget the name of the movie. But Spencer Tracy's on a boat, and he sees a rich young girl about to throw herself off the boat because her fiancé left her for another woman. And he's trying to talk her out of suicide. And he says to her, do you have a job? Do you have anything that you do in your life? Which was a funny thing to ask because she's like a 1920s, you know, she's like a socialite. And she said, no. And he said, I think you should get a job because it's very hard to be sad and useful at the same time. And ever since I saw that, I keep that in my head. If you can be useful, which means to somebody else, not to yourself, if you can be useful, it just makes you feel better. So I live in service of my kids, you know, for that's the first priority. And then things like my career, they feed into that. They're part of that because I'm providing for them. But also, it's just not that important. If something's not important, it's more fun. It's more something you can look at from objectively instead of having it be this albatross around you. I've got to get this right.
There is no sex, man. I had no idea that marriage just means no sex. No, none, fucking none. I have friends that are thinking of getting married, and they say funny shit like, hey, you know, I don't know if I could do it, because I don't know if I could have sex with one woman for the rest of my life. I'm like, don't worry about that shit. You're going to have sex with 0 women for the rest of your life. That's a lot less than one woman. Who the fuck do you think you are? Where'd you get that fantasy? I'd love to have sex with one woman for the rest of my life. Any one woman. Big, fat, dead lady with a beard, I'd fuck her every day. I'd be proud to have her. That's not usually my problem. These days, my problem is very simple. It's trying to find a place in my house where I can masturbate without somebody bothering me. And that's getting really difficult. There's nowhere to go anymore. She's got her mother staying with us, too, in the guest room, and I'm on the streets now. I got nowhere to go. Like, now I know when I see a guy in the West Side Highway jerking off in plain daylight, that's not a homeless guy. That's a married man right there. He's got nowhere to go. Fuck it. Fuck you. Go ahead and look, man. I got nothing. What else am I going to do? It's not fair, man. I'm 37 and I own my home. I should be able to just stand in the living room. How you doing, honey? Good morning. But I can't. I gotta hide. I'm down in the cellar by the boiler like a troll down there. Just fucking miserable shit. That's what it's like. Masturbation doesn't bring much joy to guys. Women seem to like masturbating. They put flower petals on the pillow. They're like, oh, me, or whatever, you know. The guys are like, ah, shit, no, fucking, God damn it. Sometimes you find ecstasy, but it's followed by the deepest self-hate and depression you've ever felt. It's an amazing drop from way up here to this, like, oh, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with me? God damn it. I gotta get to work. I don't have time for this shit right now. But then you get married, now you gotta hide. And you have to. You have to hide. Because when your wife catches you masturbating, that's sad for the whole family. That's not a good moment in a marriage. She comes in the cellar. Oh my God. And then she always wants to know shit about it. She always asks me stuff. My wife's like, well, do you think about me when you're doing that? What are you, fucking high? Why would I do that? What? I can think about anybody. That's magical. Why the fuck would I? I'm married to you. What do women really think their husbands are going, oh, my wife. Oh, yeah, that's fucking hot. Oh, yeah. Picking her up at the airport and getting yelled at. Oh, that's fucking hot. Yeah. Put it in the hamper, not on top, you idiot. Oh, I love when she talks like that. Yeah. But, you know, whatever. We're a family. We have a kid. That changes everything. Yeah, that's the whole thing. The kid is everything. Marriage is nothing. Without a kid, marriage is dating. It doesn't mean shit. And you don't realize it until you have a kid. Here's what happens. When you get married, you go, holy shit, I can't leave now. I mean, I wasn't thinking of leaving, but now I really can't leave. Then you have a kid and you go, holy shit, I could have left. I totally could have left. Fucking door was right there. Now I can't go. God,
I think it's a compact humans have always made. We want to be able to laugh about stuff that's upsetting us. It's part of it. And then everybody gets upset sometimes, and they all go, how could we make such jokes? This is a terrible thing. But in the end, we always choose the humor. That's why comedy's always stayed in there. Once in a while, everybody says, this is wrong to talk about these things, and you shouldn't joke about bad things or hurting things. And we all clang a bell because that's part of the process. And I accept that. That's okay that people do that because it's part of it. You say that to yourself once in a while because it lets you off the hook. I tweeted to everybody that I thought that joke was inappropriate. And then later you can laugh at a joke that's inappropriate. You know, I mean, that way you get to have both ways.
But are there places you won't go, will not go?
Only if it's not funny or if it's boring.
That's it.
Yeah, or somebody else has been there heavily. Then I won't go there usually because it's boring. Yeah, no, it's only if it's boring. But I don't. I remember saying one time that saying that a joke is too awful, saying that something is too terrible to joke about, is like saying that a disease is too terrible to try to cure it. I mean, that's what you do with awful things. You joke about them. That's how you get through it. It's how you survive life.
It's the only way you can talk.
Yeah. So to say that's so terrible, I can't joke about it. That's totally counterintuitive to me. It's like, if it's that awful, you better start joking about it, because that's how human beings get through it.
Pretty fucking.
Did you ever think you'd see yourself on the cover of GQ magazine?
No, I really didn't want to be on the cover of GQ magazine.
Oh no, huh?
That's not me at all.
It's a great shot, though. It really is.
Yeah, you look rather handsome and uncomfortable. It's kind of the eyes.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah. Well, I hate doing a photo shoot like that. I really hate it, and I've gotten away with covers where I'm in a black T-shirt doing nothing.
Right.
I've gotten away with that, and now nobody will do that now.
Right. They need you to do something else.
So GQ said, we'll put him on the cover, but he has to put on something interesting. He has to do a cover. Like a real photo shoot. It means I don't like doing any of this stuff, so it means I don't have to do a lot of other stuff.
But it's perfect, and I mean this as a compliment. You didn't sell out to be on the cover of GQ. That's you.
That is me.
Being awkward in a really nice tailored suit.
They asked me to wear a spray tan. They had a spray can of tan.
Oh, really?
I bring my own makeup person to photo shoots for the opposite reason that most people do. So I don't have to put any makeup on.
Right.
Most people do it to make sure how great they look.
Right.
But mine is to ward away, like he's not going to do this.
He's got a guy, and then
and who does nothing.
They don't do anything.
She doesn't do anything. So we hang out.
Does she at least carry around some cases?
She's got all the shit laid out, but she does nothing. That's totally true.
Just touches you with that triangle piece of foam with nothing on it.
That's right.
Anti-shine, maybe.
It looks like she's doing stuff.
There's nothing on it.
And so the photographer said we have this spray tan. She said 99% of the guys wear the spray tan, and I said I am the 1%. I shouldn't even be on the cover. And it took a while to say no to it.
Right.
But I just keep saying no with a smile. No, I will not do it.
Wow.
What was their reasoning for wanting you wear a spray tan when you're?
Because it evens out your face, and it would have given me some. But if you had seen me with a spray tan, you would have been like, "Oh, fuck you! Oh, fuck you,
man!"
So it took some doing to look. And she said to me, they're going to do it anyway, but in post, it's going to look worse. I was like, all right, let them do it.
They didn't do much.
I'd rather look touched up. I'm happy if the story is they had to do so much Photoshop to that guy. That's fine. But to be like, is he trying to look like he has like a brown tan?
Bronze.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
and then,
Christ.
we're just catching up here at SNL for the second time. Wow.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Yeah. And the monologue was amazing.
Monologue was fantastic.
We played the whole thing here. We loved
thank
it.
you.
We loved the monologue.
That was to
pretty
me the
brave,
whole.
too.
When they asked me to do it, I thought the monologue is the whole thing for me.
Right.
And so I worked really hard on it. That's probably the hardest I've worked on a set. Like how many times I ran it in clubs.
Yeah.
And I tried to run it in places that were bad. Because when I go sometimes to the cell.
I don't think life is that important. It's just not. It is not. People get too excited about life. Oh, life. Fuck you. It's not that. It's. Make a list of every shitty thing ever that's in life. Life is okay. I like life. I like it. I don't need it. I'd be fine without it. I like life, though. I do. You know how much I like life? I have never killed myself. That's how much I like it. That's exactly how much I like it, with a razor-thin margin. I like it precisely enough to not kill myself. It's an option, though. It's totally an option. I mean, I'm 49. I have 2 kids. I've flipped through the brochure a few times. I've thought of killing myself just to win an argument. You're not supposed to talk about suicide. Even to your shrink. You ever go to a shrink and they're like, have you had thoughts of suicide? And you're like, no, because if I say yes, you'll press a button and folks will run in and hold him down. But you should be able to talk about it. It's the whole, the whole world is just made of people who didn't kill themselves today. That's who's here. Is all of us that went, okay, I'll fucking keep doing it. It's because it's an interesting thing about life. Life can get very difficult, very sad, very upsetting, but you don't have to do it. You really don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything. You never have to do anything because you can kill yourself. If they send you a letter from motor vehicles, you have to come in and, no, I don't. I'll kill myself. You can do that. You can do that once, but you can do it. And it's interesting because even when life gets bad, people generally choose it over nothing. Even the worst versions of life, even a shitty, shitty life is worth living, apparently, because folks are living the fuck out of them. You ever seen somebody and you're like, how did he should kill himself? Why didn't he not? That dude. You ever been driving and you look at the next car and you're like, oh shit, I wish I hadn't looked in that car. That was difficult to glance at, let alone being it. Just a guy in a tan car. Nobody chooses tan. Nobody picks tan for their car. They give you tan. Is that mine? Yeah, it's yours, fucking loser. Made it tan. They shouldn't even make tan cars. It's mean to make them. You look over, you see a guy in a tan car with just dents all over it and a garbage bag for a window. What is holding up his suicide? What is delaying it? What is keeping him from stopping being that? And what would it take? What would it take? What would it take? Both windows are garbage bags? Is that... Seriously, do you know how much misery is involved in a garbage bag for a window? Do you know how many separate moments of shit misery? I canceled my insurance. Broke my window. Duct tape. Here's the truth. Running away will not solve your problems. That's totally true. But killing yourself solves all your problems. It actually does. It even solves world problems. For you. What about ISIS? Kill yourself. Then they'll never get you. Seriously, if everybody who's afraid of ISIS kills themselves right now, then ISIS loses. Because they live in a world of people that don't give a shit. We're gonna cut his head off. Okay. It's not fun now. I think the worst part of being beheaded, the worst thing about being beheaded is that you look really dumb right after. That's the worst part. They go like that, you're like, just that's fucking dopey. I don't think they like beheading bald people because they can't do this thing. That's the best part. They gotta go like this. It's not as cool. So just shave the top of your head and you won't have to worry about it.
I remember one time I was with a friend of mine who lives in New York also, and we went to pick up his cousin. She lived on a farm in New Hampshire her whole life. Her family was this weird family. They kept their kids on a farm. Anyway, her parents finally died, so she got to leave. And so she came down to visit her cousin, my friend, in the city. And so we picked her up at Port Authority bus station. She had never been to any city before, and we're picking her up at the Port Authority, that smelly hole of a place. And we pick her up there, and she's just freaking out at New York. She's never seen anything like it. And we pass this homeless guy, and she sees him. I mean, we all passed him, but she saw him. She's the only one who actually saw him. We didn't. Me and her cousin were like, so he's supposed to be there. So there's a perfectly good reason why that's not me and it's him. It's all the right people always win. I'm sure of it. But so there he is, and this dude was particularly homeless. He was one of those high-octane homeless, smelly, just piss smell. The unbelievable piss smell. So he was pissed. He didn't just smell like piss. He was. When you piss, he comes out. That's how much. It's just this dude with garbage all over him. I don't know if he had gathered it for warmth, or folks just went ugh all day. And he had dreadlocks. Not hacky sack, cool guy, medical marijuana dreadlocks. Just human neglect clumps of hair. A clump of hair for every year that no one knew his name or cared. Yeah, that's what you've been laughing at for the last 10 minutes. That's how bad it was. And again, me and my friend were just like, meh. His cousin immediately just she's like, oh my God, she takes a knee. That's how, I mean, I'm not even taking a real knee now. That's how little I give a shit about the guy. He's not even here and I'm still like, yeah, it's close enough. She goes, oh my God, sir, are you okay? What happened? What happened? America happened. What do you mean, what happened? So she's down there, sir, can we call someone? And me and my friend, we're from New York, this is the crazy part. We immediately go to her, oh, no, honey, don't, We start correcting her behavior like she's doing something wrong. She's like, why, is he okay? No, he needs you desperately. That's not the point. We just don't do that here. You go, like, silly country girl.
I mean, here's the bad news. You're going to die. But here's the good news. When you get closer, you're going to want to fucking die. It doesn't keep being good. You don't get to keep your life the way it is. Like, I'm 55. Both hands hurt. Both hands. Both my hips hurt. I'm lucky I have only one asshole. The whole fucking body hurts. When you're like in your 30s, you don't even think about it. You're like, because here's like, there's the beginning of your life, and there's the end. So like, you start like in your like here by your 30s, you just shuffle. You don't even aware of this movement. You're just shuffling along. Hey, life is good. It's pretty cool. And then somewhere you're kind of aware that way down there, people are falling off the edge. Oh, I don't know. It's weird. And then you're not thinking. Then all of a sudden you're close, and you're oh fuck, I knew that guy. Oh my god. Holy shit. But there are signs that your time is coming to an end, you know? Like they don't make my shampoo anymore. They don't make it. I was like, why'd you stop? Like, you're the only one. Nobody fucking cares about you. And so I thought, I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna make my own shampoo. I'm gonna look it up online. I'm gonna look at the ingredients. I'm gonna make my own. And I found myself at a dinner telling a table full of people. So I decided to make my own shampoo. That's one of those moments where you tell yourself, just don't tell folks anything. You don't need to say it out loud. Just do what you're doing, die as soon as possible. Do I have a huge stain? Yeah, that's all right. It's all right, so what? Okay. No, who's running? Oh, okay. I thought they were coming to bring me something. There's nothing you can do. You'd have to change my whole lifestyle for the rest of the show. It doesn't matter. I'm fat. I'm a fat guy. I'm fat. My pronouns are that fat fuck and... But here's the thing, I have body dysmorphia. I think I look good. I like this. I'm fine with it. I decided to stop exercising. That's what I decided this year. I'm just not doing it anymore. I made it to 55. If I stop exercising now, it just means I might make 75 instead of 78. It's not that big a fucking deal. I'm just not going to do it. You know who inspired me was Trump. It's the one thing he said that I liked. I don't know if you ever heard this, but Trump believes, he just believes, nobody told him this, but he believes that you should move as little as possible because you have a finite amount of movements and then you stop. He believes that. He just went, yeah, that sounds right, and he just thought it up. And he's proving it to be true. I mean, it's fucking working. I don't like the new exercise either. I don't like the Peloton, you know. It's a bike you ride and there's a video that encourages you. And they have that mirror that you stand there and it teaches you exercises. Then they have that gun you put in your mouth and you fucking... No, you shouldn't kill yourself. That's why I think you should not kill yourself. That's my opinion. I don't know you. Ask somebody that knows you. But my general feeling is you shouldn't kill yourself. You know why? Because you're going to die anyway. You're going to die. What are you getting violent for? It's going to happen. I wish I was dead. You will be. Just sit there. You don't have to do anything. It really is the most effective argument against suicide, is that you're going to die either way. It also happens to be the best argument for suicide, which is awkward. Go ahead, you're going to die if you don't. Anyway.
The worst part of my day, worst part of every day of my life, is when I have to put on my socks. Putting on my socks is the worst part of every day. And it always will be. Even if I have a terrible day in the future, where my grandmother is murdered by my other grandmother. If that ever happened to me, the worst part of that day will be when I put on my socks. But if I had to put on my socks, that means here's what I have to do. I have to get my hands past
my pointed toe. I don't even know how I do it. I'm sitting here, I don't know how I do that. It's because you have to, it's like folding a bowling ball in half. And as soon as I start, I can feel I'm pushing all the fat up into my vital organs. And I just feel all the systems failing. Beep, beep, beep. And I have to try, like, I have to lay on my back like an 8-year-old and go like this. And I start passing out. And I know other people's lives are hard. I know. I saw an interview on TV with Michael J. Fox. And he has Parkinson's. And he was describing brushing his teeth. He said it takes him 2 hours a day. And he said it's agony. And I saw this and I thought, okay, that's hard. That is hard. And so is putting on my socks. Sorry, Michael. Doesn't make it easier to know about your thing. Tell you what, I'll help you brush your teeth. You help me with the socks.
So it'll just be better.
Right.
That's all.
Wow.
I also wanted to stop for a bit.
I gotta also ask, look at the boat. What happened with your boat?
Oh, yeah.
That was all of a sudden like, wow, Louis like a tabloid guy.
Yeah, pop it
Louis C.K. in his boat.
Just hanging out waiting to be rescued. I got stuck in the mud.
It's new Black Crowes album.
It was my first day. Yes, it was my first day in the
Stuck in the mud.
I just bought it. And I spent one day on it with some guy who showed me the specifics of the boat. But it was a big fucking boat with 2 engines, and it's really complicated to drive. And I took my girls out on it. And as we were pulling out of the marina, my daughter was like, "How do you know how to do this?"
Oh shit!
And I was like, "It's not that big a deal." Like I was defensive with my 10-year-old. It's not that big a deal. I could do this. And we went around Manhattan, and I got in all this shit I had no qualifications to deal with.
That's a crazy waterway because the currents,
especially on the east side.
Especially, what do they call that fucking
It's an estuary.
Don't they call it Devil's something?
No, it's like something.
All the water.
Hell's Gate.
Hell's Gate. That's right.
Yeah.
All
right
the water
on the
converges right there.
They should call it Watergate.
Where the rivers kind of split. By
the Long Island Sound collides with the Harlem River.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
It gets a little dicey over there.
Really
Don't
bad.
say the Harlem River around Anthony today.
No.
I'm all right.
A little sensitive.
It's been a renaissance up there. It's
Don't say
fantastic.
Muddy River.
Moment when we were in that cauldron and we just smashed, like the boat felt like it was coming apart, and my 7-year-old screamed, and her sister held her eyes, like closing them. It was like it was really stressful.
Were you panicking?
Then we get no. I mean, it's nervy, but
it was making that smack sound on the water. The bow goes like. Bam!
It was really bad.
It's
where the
Harlem
River meets
the
Long Island Sound.
The Long Island Sound,
it
the
swirls
East River,
in such
the Harlem
a way
River.
you've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's crazy to go through
and
that area.
You get whirlpools.
Like up by Yankee
You get all kinds of like
No, on the
lumber.
east side.
It's
Not
fucking
far from
lumber
Yankee
floating around
Stadium. Not far from there.
Oh yeah, well it is. Yeah,
It is
Yankee
east
Stadium's
side.
on the east side.
It's
It's south
crazy
of there.
to navigate that.
It's just north of Roosevelt Island.
Yeah,
correct.
And are you thinking I just want somebody who knows how to do this here right now with me?
Yeah. And then we went up to the Harlem River, which is very, it's
awesome.
like glass.
It's really nice.
And so now we got through it, and we're really happy. And I've got frozen burritos and macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna pull over, throw the anchor, and we're gonna make lunch. And so I find this little cove, this sweet little cove.
It's nice.
And
in Harlem,
there's people in a park next to it, and it's just a nice place. So I pull in there, and the boat just stops moving all of a sudden, and everything starts beeping because the boat is the boat is cooled by water that it's sitting in. So now it's just sucking mud up into the this 2-hour-old engines are now packed with mud. And I just shut everything off because I know everything's overheating.
Oh man!
And my daughters go, "What's going on?" And I turned to them and I said, "You need not to ask me any questions for a little while."
Oh shit! Yeah.
And the park ranger calls over to me from the shore, and he says, "You ain't going anywhere. It's low tide. You're going to be stuck there for a long time." And I'm like, no, it's all right, I'm trying not to let my daughters hear this. And I call the Coast Guard, whatever, the Channel 16. And I'm like, anybody can tow me out of here. And these cops show up on the boat. And they're like 50 yards away, and they're not going to come anywhere near me.
No.
And they said, yeah, you're going to have to wait till
Like you're
high tide.
infectious.
Yeah, it's around 1 o'clock, and I'm on the radio with the cops, and they go, you're going to have to wait till high tide. And I said, when's that? And they said, maybe midnight tonight.
Oh, no.
And both my daughters start crying right away.
Did you stay the whole time, or did you get out?
You can't, there was no way to get out, because in
couldn't
a
take, like, a
few
little
minutes,
Zodiac?
we were surrounded by mud. And it was like quicksand. Like I put a stick in it, and it just fell into the mud.
Fuck. Were you embarrassed?
Fucking
That's one of the best questions I've ever heard. Quick, salient, succinct.
Oh, man.
I was really embarrassed.
So you were pretty much just like no more water. Your boat is sitting in mud.
Yeah.
In mud.
Really
And
gross.
you're waiting for the tide to come back in. Were you
Yeah, and
afraid that it was just going to be stuck in the mud and
I was afraid
not
of that.
come up?
I was afraid. My daughter was like, what if we like keel over? What if we start tipping over? I'm like, that can't happen. And in my head, I'm like, that could totally happen. And the cops said they would go get us food because we couldn't cook any of the food now because it needs a generator to run the fucking oven.
How would they get it to you?
Well, that was a big deal because they went and got us food. The cops, they bought us a whole chicken and some rice. Really nice guys. Then they come back, and now there's a huge expanse of mud between us and them.
the food.
And they go, we don't know how you're going to get this. They put it in a garbage bag, and I start throwing a line to them, but it's not making it. All these people on the shore, everybody knows who I am now.
Oh, no.
So there's people in the park and the shore who are just on a rail just watching me. And I'm throwing this, I've tied a pot to the rope. And I throw it, and it gets about halfway there, and I'm pull it back, and I'm covered in mud. Because every time the rope comes back, it's totally covered in mud, and I have to get the mud off so it's not heavy. Every time I go to throw it, all the people on the side, half of them are going, well, pull it for you, Louie, you can do it. And then when I miss, they go, oh, man, dude sucks.
It's like playing left field for the Yankees.
Yeah, it's totally the Yankee Stadium crowd. Boo. People booed. People booed.
Wow.
And I couldn't get it. So finally the cops pulled over a guy who was fishing, and they used his rod to throw me a line.
Cast a line.
They cast a weight over
Oh,
to me.
nice.
So you're able to
I
tie
tied
that.
it to a rope.
Right.
They pulled, and then I had to pull dinner onto the boat. I was so soaked in mud and sweat. Totally.
Then it was chicken mole after that.
That's right.
Had your kids calmed down by that point?
They were great. My kids were amazing.
Yeah.
Then what happens at midnight?
We waited and waited. Once in a while, like it started raining a little bit, and I heard from the darkness in the park, some kid go, "Hey, Louis, CK, it's raining out now." This is crazy.
Asshole.
But those guys at the marina where I keep the boat, they're really cool guys, and they sent some young guy, and in a boat, and they just dropped him in the water, and he swam to us.
Jesus.
Crazy kid. And he came on board with me and helped me get it out. Once the water came up, we used the bow thruster to shove the boat
Oh, you got a
around.
little bow thruster on there.
Were you feeling it rise as the water's coming? You're like, oh, God,
No, the boat wasn't moving because the water was coming up and the boat was just sitting there, stuck in the mud. So that's why we used the bow thrusters are above
Shake
the
it
mud.
loose. Wow.
So we shook the boat around.
Whoa.
And it worked.
And at one point, the tide was starting to go down again, and the guy that was with me said, "It's your call, but we could put it in. We could turn the engines on and put it in reverse and try to get out of here."
What'd you do?
Yeah, it was like Apollo 13 because everything had been off for a long time, and now we're like, he says we have 10 seconds of battery. It was all this stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
So we fired up and just put it in reverse, and mud just. It was crazy.
We don't have enough lems to get Louis out of the mud.
Any damage to the boat?
It's pride.
Propeller was my
Little damage.
propeller was bent a little.
2 hours.
But now
Boat
the
was 2
hurricane
hours old.
threw my boat into a street somewhere.
Are you serious? The hurricane fucking totaled your boat.
I don't know. They said that nobody. I was
They haven't
the
found
marina
it yet?
where they had it. They said all boats came off their blocks because the surge came up under the boats.
Fucking Captain Louis.
And they said
Jesus.
all boats were damaged.
I think God is telling you not to have a boat, Lo.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to find another hobby.
What are you going to do next? Go around Somalia? Jesus.
Now, Lou, didn't you have a depth gauge indicate where that would go like meh when you get in shallow water?
Yeah, the mud happens so suddenly. You have to know the waters, and you need to look at your charts.
Right,
You can't just look at the depth finder.
And the tributaries. You have to know them as well.
The depth finder tells you what the depth is directly
under your boat, right?
Yeah.
So
It
you
doesn't
can
tell you
just-
what's coming.
You'll just go up on it, and then it'll.
If he knew it was coming, he wouldn't be near Harlem. You were just going out there trying to catch Walter, and you and Billy hit the rock on Golden Pond. When fucking Katharine Hepburn comes out with her fucking head boogieing.
Oh my God! Wow, that is fucked up, Louis.
It was a funny. Well, my girls went through this whole thing with me as we came into the. We went down the Hudson River to go home at midnight. And I said to my daughter, we have to come back out on the boat so you can have a positive experience. And she said, we just did have a positive experience.
Oh, that's nice.
Plus, they got to stay up late.
Yeah. Well, they don't like staying up late. They're 10 and 7.
Yeah.
They just want to go to sleep.
Is there a downstairs on the
I got a
boat?
10-year-old. He's like stares at the TV all night.
Does he?
Yeah,
Well,
he
he's
wants
a
to
boy.
sleep. No, I can't stop
boys
doing
are-
Colin.
Yeah.
Stares
Here's another thing I believe deep down again is that gay people should stop doing that. Because, and not for any moral or societal reason, I don't give a shit. I have gay friends. That's love. You should respect what they want to do with their lives. But they're doing it wrong. It's not supposed to be two vaginas smushed together. It doesn't make any sense. It's like two buckets and you hold the openings against each other. There's nothing being accomplished. You need to put a thing in a thing. Otherwise, what are you doing? I mean, gay guys, I get it, because they're putting a dick in a place. In an ass of a man. Which, by the way, what better place to put a dick than a man's ass? It's perfect. Even a vagina is awkward. You have to go up and in, and you have to kind of, or she has to splay herself, and you have to go like this. It just looks weird, even. But a guy, you just walk up to him, and your dick's in his ass. That's it. You just walk up behind him. And it's that simple. Just, I'm gay. That's it. You just walk up, you're gay. And then somebody goes into you. That's how we were packed originally, to save space. But the two holes bumped. What the hell are you doing? It's wrong. Not morally, just geometrically. I think there's a hell, and I think I'm going. And like a friend of mine was telling me about how he had sex with a hooker, and it turned out to be a guy. And it was like a horrible thing for him, and he had to get over it with therapy. And as I'm listening to this, I realized, shit, that happened to me too. And the upsetting part of it wasn't that it happened, but that I had forgotten. This wasn't like a landmark in my life like it was for him. I was like, oh yeah, no shit, I f***ed a guy once back in Montreal. I forgot about that.
Get angry. Everybody hates gay people. I never understood anger towards gay people because a person being gay doesn't affect your life. So it's weird to me that people just like, they're in their homes going, oh, people are gay. Damn it. What do you care? I can understand hating gay people if, say, like you're mowing your lawn and two guys are blowing each other right on the grass. And you're like, oh, I gotta cut around you faggots every Sunday. I'm sick of this shit. Or say you're eating your breakfast in the morning and you're about to put your spoon in the cereal bowl and two guys touch dicks right in front of you. Hey, come on! I gotta get to work. I don't have time to dodge your dicks with my spoon. Yeah.
Woo! We get to kill babies!
do some shots and kill some babies. I killed like 4 babies last night. It was fucking retarded. I just think it has to be one or the other. You know, like when people say abortion should be legal, safe, and rare. Why rare if it should be legal? If it should be legal, it's shitting. If it should be rare, it's murdering babies. But again, women should be allowed because 2 reasons I think women should be allowed to kill babies. Number 1, I don't think life is that important. It's just not. It is not. People get too excited